Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 1st. Should be a good week for you. You have this Gemini card. It says, speak your truth. There you go. It says, choose your words wisely. Remember that your words have consequences. You have the scales of balance. It says, find balance within yourself and things will balance out around you. You should be feeling pretty balanced this week. Mercury's, your ruling planet, is going direct on the 29th of November. So, obviously it takes a little bit of time for Mercury to kind of like get moving forwards. I never really worry too much about like the shadow periods and things like that. Because to me, when it's direct, it's direct. Like, at that point, you've learned the lessons. You should be able to, move forward, no problems, at that point. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. But I think that this Mercury retrograde, you probably definitely felt it, being that it started in your opposite sign and it's your ruling planet, and it's ending in Scorpio. It might, if you're watching this the week of the 1st, obviously it's already direct, but, I think that it's kind of been one of those retrogrades that you definitely felt, and now things seem to be improving here, Gemini. In your current general energies, you have the Three of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. The Three of Cups can, of course, represent a celebration, a reunion, getting back together with friends or family. Obviously, we're in the holiday season, so, this type of stuff always comes up at this time of year. It doesn't really ever surprise me. I do feel like a lot of you could be, like, picking your team, is kind of what's popping into my head here. You have the Ten of Pentacles, which is amazing. And, the Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. But I do feel a lot of you could be thinking a lot about, like, who you want on your team, maybe for years to come. Or you could be thinking about creating a new team around you. And again, these people don't even have to be alive, right? I always say that, we can have a team of people where we just read their books. They might be dead. Or we watch their videos on YouTube or whatever, right? And I feel like this is something that you should definitely be thinking about. That card says speak your truth. And the Gemini card, and I feel that it's kind of saying you need to do, maybe some of you are still discovering what your truth is about life. And, when you discover that and you can find people who kind of help you live that truth more, those people should be the people on your team. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Again, Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. It doesn't mean you're going to have it, but it is, as I always say, to me, the Ten of Pentacles is the card of a worthy goal. It's like, I think that working towards the Ten of Pentacles will obviously make your life better. Do we ever truly have it all? No, of course not. I think that defeats the purpose of life, but I do feel, working towards it is a good goal, like I said. Ten of Pentacles can represent hidden or secret information. There are kind of like two meanings to the Ten of Pentacles. One can be an inheritance, where this guy here is like the patriarch of the family, and he's bringing an inheritance. The other meaning is that this family just had a baby, and this guy here is actually a beggar, and he's coming and he's bringing a gift. So the Ten of Pentacles can represent something that has nothing to give that is giving to you. Just plain and simple, it can represent hidden or secret information. It's not really hidden or secret. It just says that there is information that can help you and it can improve your life, or it could get you closer to the Ten of Pentacles. So clearly it's time to do your research. I'm a big fan of the book Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. And in that book, he basically the whole point of the book for the most part is to tell your brain you're looking for answers. Basically, there's more to it, and I read it multiple times a year. It's one of my favorite books of all time, changed my life. But, telling your brain, telling your subconscious, I'm looking for an answer. You never know. I've gotten answers from, like, movies, from just random ass people I've met that have said things to me where I'm like, oh yeah, I needed that answer, And so when you tell your brain you're looking for something, it will find it. And that's what I would do here. But you also have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords says something needs to become a focus. It's like if you are looking for an answer to something that will improve your life, making it a dedicated focus where you kind of like meditate on it or you think about it from time to time could really help. You have the Five of Swords. You have the Devil in the next row as well, Gemini. Pretty much everyone has had some sort of Devil energy in December. In the December monthly readings I just did, a lot of people had the Devil. In this set of readings, a lot of people have had the Devil. it's like one of those things. Sorry, I heard knocking, but it sounds like someone hammering. I'm just going to ignore it. But anyway, what I would say here is that there could be some, devil energy that you need to avoid, especially with the Five of Swords. Sometimes I think of the Five of Swords as being a card that says it would be better to just walk away and and I kind of feel that for you. I didn't feel that for anyone else during these readings, but it's almost like saying to you, obviously, that it would be better for you to just like walk away from something than it would be to like fight with it or engage with it. And I don't know why that's so important, but it's popping into my head as very important that, sometimes I think if we try to stick up for ourselves, we just end up looking guilty, right? And yes, it sucks. I know that you probably want to win in this situation, but at the same time, it's like, if someone's calling you out or someone's doing something, you probably would have more power if you just ignored it, With the Three of Cups, you have the Ace of Swords again. Three of Cups is concentrated connections. Ace of Swords is concentration. So I feel that surrounding yourself with people who make something a concentration for you would be a good idea. It's almost like you have the ability to, again, really build a team. These people could be, physical. They exist in your life right now. They could also be non-physical, or they could just be people you watch on YouTube, like I said. And I really am, I really am thinking here that building a team of people who help you kind of, nurture that focus or kind of make you think of certain things that are a focus would be very, very helpful. It's almost like you're creating that environment. Maybe that's a better word around you. And I would definitely do it. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Moon. It's like I feel like you think something is a pipe dream a little bit here, Gemini. I do feel some people, there's like one other sign I feel this for. I never remember who, but it kind of feels like to me, sometimes I think we get to a certain age, we've been trying to do something for a very long period of time, and we feel like we're not any closer to it. And I kind of get that feeling here for you, but I also feel like the reading is saying, don't stop now. The moon is part of the fool's journey. Who knows where you are on this path? Once you get to those mountains, those mountains kind of represent the achievement of the fool. And, he needs to get to the top of those mountains. Also, the moon is temporary. The moon comes up, moon goes down. I kind of feel like this is saying, don't give up now, and I think I said that to you recently as well. With the Five of Swords, you have the Knight of Cups. Could be a little bit of love here if you want it. Like I said, I would be careful of past love for sure. We have the Six of Pentacles to the Three of Swords here. You have the Judgment card here. Judgment can definitely represent a past person, but, Six of Pentacles is a breadcrumber, so I would be careful of any breadcrumbing energy. Although, again, Knight of Cups is still a good card, so we're going to have to see what comes up. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this card that says your commitment is being tested. You also have this card that says hold your vision. Yes, right? I think that you need to surround yourself with good ideas, with, things that make you believe that what you're doing can work. And I feel like that's what the hold your vision card is saying. I think your commitment being tested, again, the same thing. If you've been working on something and sticking to something, again, the reading is saying, don't give up now, Gemini. You're probably a lot closer than you think. I think that, again, building a team of people who make you feel like you can do what you are doing would be very beneficial as well. You have the Devil. Like I said, everybody's had the Devil. I would definitely be very careful of people who have a devil vibe, or people who are devilish, or who have toxic energy. It's kind of come up for everyone, so it kind of makes me feel like there could be some things that we see in the world that are kind of like toxic or devilish, but it's like they're being exposed. We're in a time of exposure anyway, so I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of things being exposed just in general, but that's just me. But anyway, I would say on a personal level, I would let those things go. The other thing is Saturn is going direct today. Yes, the day that I publish this video, the 27th, Saturn will be moving direct. So Saturn is, technically the Devil is Saturn in Capricorn, but we have the black box of Saturn right here. And the black box of Saturn is control, And so a lot of you could be kind of like releasing yourself from something that has been controlling you. I feel like this is more of a trance, something that you just can't shake off. It's like that feeling, it's like that feeling where you need to be doing something, but you just can't even motivate yourself to do it. And I feel like you're setting yourself free from that feeling, which is good. You have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I would be paying very close attention to what you're receiving. Pretty simple. Six of Pentacles, he gives to this person because this person gives back to him. And he doesn't give to this person because this person isn't giving. And so it's like, I feel it's a very obvious energy for some reason for you, Gemini. It's like literally saying that there are people, places, and things that fill you up. There are other things that don't. And you should obviously be spending more time on the things that do fill you up, that give you more. And that's what I would pay attention to. You have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords can be like a victory or big success. It's also your focus, your vision, like what you're paying attention to. The sword is above the mountains, which I really love because we have the moon. The moon was talking about the mountains in your reading. And I feel that a lot of you could be doing things to overcome the mountains. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's like you're trying to have that achievement, and I feel like the Ace of Swords could be, that victory or achievement coming in for you, and you have it twice, which is amazing. Here you go. With the Devil, you have the Six of Wands, definitely overcoming some sort of obstacle now. Ace of Swords, Six of Wands is like overcoming an obstacle or having an achievement. And so, like I said, you could be feeling very good this week. Like I said, I think this week is a great week for you, Gemini. Especially with that, with Mercury turning direct, especially because it was in your opposite sign. You're going to feel very good about this. I think you're going to feel very motivated and successful and like you're moving in the right direction. So I feel pretty good about it. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Emperor. I'm pretty sure you've been getting this card with me a lot, and the Emperor is about taking control or bossing up and taking the lead. It just seems to me like it is time for you to take the lead, especially when Uranus goes back into your sign next year. But I would start now. Don't wait. And, your ideas are the leadership, if that makes sense. Probably not. But the ideas you come up with, the plans that you have, the goals that you have, those things are what is going to make you a leader. And I would definitely be doing whatever you can to become a leader. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Six of Pentacles twice here. So, like I said, definitely could be some sort of, achievement. You have two sixes, even though these two are the same. If you've been watching me for a while, I love two sixes. Two sixes is like confirmation for your path. It says you're going in the right direction. You're doing the right things you need to be doing to find success at this time. So, you could be definitely on the right path right now here, Gemini. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Expecting card. It says potential beginnings, nurture, and duty. You have this Earth card. It says stability, fertility, balance, and nurture. I would be careful if you're not trying to get pregnant. Obviously, if you're too old to get pregnant, this message isn't for you. But if you can get pregnant, I would be careful because these two cards both kind of have to do with fertility. But this is amazing for your ideas. Again, you have to absolutely treat your ideas like a baby. It's like if you have a goal and it really inspires you, you should be nurturing it as much as you possibly can. Three of Cups, you should be creating a positive environment around it. You should be putting things in your head that make you feel like you can do it. And if you do that, you're going to have a much better time. You have the Three of Swords, the Hangman, and the Page of Wands. I kind of feel like this Mercury retrograde is also very karmic because it retrograded into Scorpio. And also, we basically at the same time, we have Saturn going direct, and Saturn is very karmic. So, we could be doing a lot of karmic healing, and I don't necessarily think it's bad. The Three of Swords could be one of those things where you're thinking about the past, you're thinking about past connections or situations that broke your heart. Could even be anything, could be a job loss or, something else. It doesn't have to be love. And the Three of Swords is about finally saying, okay, I'm going to finally let this go. I've been telling everyone This is the year of the snake in the Chinese astrology. And the year of the snake is about shedding the skin, like, taking your skin off, leaving it in the past so that you can move forward. And so I do feel at the end of the year here, I think the Chinese New Year starts in February, right? So between now and February, I would be thinking or, releasing. There are plenty of exercises on YouTube for, releasing ceremonies, cord cutting, all that stuff, right? And so I think doing any of those things would be a very good idea for you. And sorry, they're leaf blowing here. So if you hear weird noise, that's what it is. You have the Hangman. The Hangman, again, I think I told you months ago that you're going to get this card every single reading for the foreseeable future. Hangman is going to be your superpower, Gemini, being able to see other ways of doing things. Looking at things from a new perspective in your life is going to be very powerful as well. So kind of being able to see other ways of doing whatever it is that you are doing in your life will lead to a lot of benefits. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. He's learned a lot. And you have the card of knowledge and wisdom right here with the King of Swords. So the more you learn, the better perspectives you can gain on things that you're building or creating. And, with the Three of Cups, again, I would be learning from people who support your vision, people who speak life into your vision as well. Sorry about that, Gemini. I had to let them pass, but that was too much noise. But the other thing I wanted to say with the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords is, again, this reading is talking about like what you feed and how you feed it. With the Three of Cups especially, feeding it with information. But the Six of Pentacles can also represent like investing in the things that you want. So I would definitely make that a focus with this card as well. We were talking about these two cards, and I think we were on the Page of Wands, but the Page of Wands wants you to go on an adventure or to step out of a comfort zone. I feel something about a comfort zone, which is pretty weird because I never feel anything about comfort zones on the Page of Wands, but because he doesn't really have a comfort zone. He is just willing to go on an adventure. He follows his enthusiasm, but you could be discovering new things to be enthusiastic about. And that could, in a way, that could have you leaving a comfort zone. And it really wouldn't surprise me if you were, stepping into a new world, because you are. So, you might be thinking that certain things that you're interested in, or certain things that you work on or create or do in your life, that you used to do, aren't as interesting to you as they used to be. And, with the Six of Pentacles, like I said, Six of Pentacles is really about what you invest in. And so if you're investing in things that no longer serve you, then you're going to have a hard time. But if you invest in new things that are exciting, that motivate you, and all that other good stuff, then things will go very, very well. And that's what I would do there. But let's see. With the Three of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Your opposite sign, Sagittarius. So we have that Mercury retrograde in Sag. The Wheel of Fortune could be saying that your fortunes are changing. Again, I think when Mercury moves back through Sagittarius, which will be happening soon enough, it's retrograde in Scorpio, but it's going to move forward in Scorpio, then move back into Sag. There could be some sort of change in your luck this week, or starting this week. With the Wheel of Fortune, we have to double down on whatever that change is. The wheel can spin in whatever direction it wants, but we can control the direction of the wheel by, doubling down on the good stuff. With the Hangman, you have the Knight of Wands. Yes, Knight of Wands is spontaneous, just like you. And so he wants you to be open to spontaneous opportunities. He wants you to be open to adventure. All the things that we said on the Page of Wands as well. I would just be embracing those energies with this card. With the Page of Wands, you have the Ten of Swords. Like I said, definitely something is dead, basically. I was saying that you're moving past the comfort zone. But I think... Is it really a comfort zone? I don't know. I feel it's more things that you used to do. You're becoming a new Gemini, especially with Uranus and Gemini. And so there are activities, hobbies, interests, things that you used to work on. It's like all those things are changing. And so you are changing on a very deep level. And so, of course, there are things that you're going to be leaving behind. Again, personally, I like the Ten of Swords. He's making this symbol with his hand here that represents a blessing in disguise, or a blessing. So the Ten of Swords can say, your new life is a blessing. And we have the Judgment card right next to it. On the Judgment card, these people are standing in these coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. And so, again, I kind of feel like your new life is a blessing. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this routine card. It says daily tasks, patterns, plans, consistent, predictable, unchanging, fixed, rigid, uninterrupted, and steady. You have this timing card. It says timing is important, not too late. Don't give up, like I said earlier. Trust timing. There's no rush. Be present. Yes. I'm a big fan of Gemini's working on coming up with better routines or just mixing up your daily routine just in general. If you've been doing the same thing every day for the last 10 years, a simple little change, you never know what opportunities a simple change can open up for you, and I would be looking into that. You have the King of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Judgment card. I kind of feel like the King of Swords is you, because clearly the readings have been talking about you bossing up or taking the lead for a very long time. You always get like the Emperor with me, for example, which is definitely one of those cards. 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands you get with me sometimes, and those are both cards of taking the lead. So I feel like the King of Swords is just saying, just continuing that message, Gemini, that you are bossing up or you're taking a more bossed up position in life. You have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups can be disappointment, sadness, but it's showing up in the good stuff. So in the good stuff, it's all about gratitude. He has to be grateful for these 2 cups, then he gets this bridge and this castle. But I kind of feel like you are finding something to be grateful for this week. And obviously expressing more gratitude towards it is a good thing. I always tell people, one thing that changed my life is just celebrating my wins. I used to be the type of person where I'd have a win and I'd be like, where's the next one? Just on to the next one, right? And I wouldn't really enjoy it, or I wouldn't really, give myself something for it, or take a break, or whatever, right? And so once I started really sitting with my wins and expanding them, think about it. If you have a win and you sit in that winning energy for longer, just think about it, be great, express gratitude for it, and everything like that. You're in a winning energy for longer. The longer you stay in that energy, the more you attract. The more you attract, the more you attract, right? So I would make sure that you're kind of creating those winning positive snowballs in your life with the Five of Cups. You have the Judgment card. Again, I think we're going to see a new Gemini over the next many years, of course, mostly because Uranus in your sign, but also Pluto in Aquarius is going to be changing you in some way. And this is a good thing, Gemini. I think that a lot of you could be discovering a purpose. Even if you're 90 years old, doesn't matter. You could be discovering some sort of purpose or something to do, and that could really improve the rest of your life. And I would take advantage of that energy right now, especially with the Judgment card. Judgment is like your higher self. This is your higher self angel. So clearly your higher self is trying to guide you or inspire you to take action towards a new vision. With the King of Swords, you have the Three of Swords. Again, pretty good that it's coming up in the good stuff. We have it twice here. And this would definitely represent healing from some sort of heartbreak or just healing your heart in general. With the Five of Cups, you have the Fool. Yeah, some of you could be leaving something behind as well. We already said that with the Ten of Swords. Also, the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, we can cut one thing out to have something better. So, again, it's coming up in the good stuff here, obviously. This could be a very positive new beginning, or, very positive fresh start type of energy. I do get a little bit more of a fresh start energy, not so much a new beginning. You might be saying those are the same thing, but no. A new beginning would be something completely new. Some of you, yes, it could be something completely new, but I don't feel that for all of you. With the Judgment card, some of you could be reinventing something that you've already been doing. So it's like you could be giving an old idea a fresh start, if that makes sense. Sorry about the noise. They're leaf blowing my front door because there are leaves on my front door, apparently. With the Judgment card, you have the Star card, which is amazing. The Star is about having a North Star or having that guiding light that you could be really paying attention to. It's critically important for everyone that we have some sort of big goal or North Star to follow at this time, because if we do that, we will be much more successful. So the Star wants you to have a vision, and the whole entire reading wants you to have, some sort of vision in your life. You have this Tree card. It says affairs with your family. I think you get these family cards with me a lot, Gemini. It kind of makes sense. I do feel that a lot of you could be doing things with family. I think it's good. 10 of Pentacles is an amazing family card. You have this Bull. It says plenty of material things. 10 of Pentacles again. I feel a lot of you could be increasing your value or increasing how you receive value with the 6 of Pentacles twice. Sometimes I just think that 6 of Pentacles is more for your money, kind of like McDonald's, right? It's but You're getting a better value for the energy you put into things, and obviously that would be good. You have this clause that says, be careful, do not take risks. We have to take risks right now. I always say I disagree with this card right now. For like the next couple of years, we should take calculated risks. Obviously, we shouldn't just take crazy risk that could be dangerous or something. But we have to take risks. Especially with Pluto and Aquarius, we have to take the risk of exposure. And those are the risks that what I'm trying to spit out here is those are the risks I would focus on. The risk of speaking up and being wrong, the risk of creating a project and putting it out into the world. It's like you're taking the risk of being exposed, and so that's the type of risk we should take. You have this box. It says you will receive a gift. So sure, could be some sort of gift from the universe. You have this ring. It says a marriage will take place either in romance or business. I do feel like you're going to be committing to a new life in general, so that's what this could be talking about. But this looks really good, Gemini. I like it. So thank you for being here. Make sure to leave a comment. Sorry about the leaf blower, and definitely enjoy your week.